Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Barely Necessities. That's laughingplace.com's live merchandise discussion. So I am Rebekah Mosley, the co-founder of Laughing Place, and with me is our site manager, Rebekah Burbank. How's things going, Becca?
I'm good. I've been here all week. I believe you had some travel, right?
Yeah, I was off in Orlando for a few days. Got to check out the new Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind.
Very
Went to
cool.
Kennedy, went to Typhoon Lagoon, hit Universal, did the Central Florida lifestyle thing. So I am really, really excited though to be back and talk Disney merchandise. I guess we're gonna start off with a new music box, Becca.
Mhm. Yes, this is a lovely design too. I love that they went with like a pentagon shape.
Mm-hmm.
Not something that you normally see for a music box, but this has been on Shop Disney, and we found it over at Walt Disney World. I believe Luke spotted this. There's what, a key at the back, and then you open the drawer and you hear "A dream is a wish your heart makes."
And that's been one of the things that I noticed in the reviews of it is it seems that a lot of people aren't aware that it's actually the pulling the drawer out that will make the sound. In fact, one person said she in her write-up, she said she thought it was broken and she was turning it around and the drawer slid open and then the music started and that's how she realized it worked that way. So don't fret. It's kind of like that traditional jewelry box where when you open it up, that's when you hear the music. Continuing at Shop Disney, they're celebrating Goofy's 90th birthday.
I know. I can't believe that. I mean, I guess, well, we did Mickey and Minnie a couple years ago, but yeah, kind of neat to see that Goofy's just a few years after the dynamic duo. But we've got a collectible key, and of course, it's brightly colored with Goofy's colors. I think
This is
that's
the first key that actually jumped out at me that I was like, ooh,
really
I really like this design. This is really playful. I would like this. But I don't know. There's this weird thing for me. They're like too small. That makes sense.
yeah. Yeah, they're an interesting size, but yes, it's like almost too, yeah, I see what you're
If
saying.
I wouldn't want to collect them if they were bigger, but
Right.
yet they're small enough that it's like, no, I'm not that intrigued. But the pin, I love this. The Hawaiian Holiday is one of my favorite shorts.
I think it's cool that they're contrasting the way he looks in like the 1930s versus more of the like 2000s and on. Kind of cool to celebrate all of Goofy, on this one pin. That one disappeared for a little while on Shop Disney, but then I saw it's back, so I'm
Okay,
very happy about that because of the pin styles that they have, I like this one much better.
next up, we're moving on to the Florida Orange Bird.
Yeah, this collection arrived on Shop Disney today. They'd been teasing it for a while. I believe some of the styles have made their way to the parks already,
Yes,
but
my friend
this
has this one. I know.
does she yeah, this is part of the Vault collection, and it's we talked about Goofy Key being playful. This is kind of playful as well. I like that it's not super loud like Orange Bird in your face.
Mm-hmm.
But he's part of the pattern, which I think is cute.
I enjoyed the Hawaiian shirt kind of look of this button up as well as the bodice, the elastic bodice.
Mhm.
There's a word that's not coming to mind, but I'll go with that for now. On this like peasant style top,
Yeah.
but I have to admit this dress is not capturing my love. It's got,
I
it's got a
I
lot happening.
well, for looking at the image, I'm like, okay, in this position, the way it's displayed, I don't dislike it. Like I like the concept of it, but I imagine it does not look nearly as good as it does in the picture as it does on. And yeah, like you said, there's a lot going on here, almost too much.
My husband says that I hope you can return it. I think it's
Oops.
like the bell sleeves coupled with the ruffles in the front. It's just I feel like you have to be a certain person can pull that off, and I am not that person.
Yeah. No, I've always loved the bell sleeves, but I don't think I've ever purchased anything with it because I know I'm gonna be like you know, it's going to be in the soup or whatever as soon as I step out of I love how it looks. It would be a disaster for me.
Not conducive to my life. But I don't know. Let's see. Next up, we are gonna check out some Kingdom Hearts merchandise. Do you play Kingdom Hearts? Have you played Kingdom Hearts?
I have one game I played an app or a game on my phone, and then I have one game for the Nintendo DS, which I've not finished, but I like the concept of it, and it seems like a really cool fantasy world, but I haven't spent a lot of time in there. I know, though, that people who are fans of Kingdom Hearts are really big fans of Kingdom Hearts.
This is really cute with the Mickey, with the way that they've incorporated the Keyblade and the heart into that 20. The way that Disney and other, I'm guessing that this isn't totally Disney because this is Square Enix, but the way that we've seen like the fanciful numbers incorporating, with the 30 at Disneyland Paris looking like the mouse ears, and now we've got this combination, just really sweet. I like the creativity in bringing us anniversary merchandise.
I do as well. I think there's like 10 or 12 different items that are part of the anniversary collection. And then there's like a total of 60 items on the Square Enix store that are all part of the Kingdom Hearts collection. But yeah, there's like a pin book, and they had some magnets. They have some figurines, postcards, chopsticks, wallets. Like I was really surprised because I don't usually spend a lot of time in the in the world of Kingdom Hearts. So to see that they had as much merchandise as they did, I was pleasantly surprised.
Hi, Eden. We're talking Disney merchandise. Thanks for stopping by. Let's see. I stopped by Typhoon Lagoon during my recent visit to Walt Disney World, and I came home with this amazing Miss Tilly sipper. It is available at the H2O Glow Night After Hours event, I think is what its name was. I know it changed. Maybe they dropped the night. I think it's so. H2O Glow After Hours.
I think that's right. Yeah.
But check it out. It is not petite. It is a nice big size. The strap has let's not make it upside down. Here we go. Let's try this.
I know, it never when you want it to be the right way.
So you've got the Typhoon Lagoon logo, you got Miss Tilly on there. There's a nice little detail in the propeller. It doesn't spin, I checked. But on the front you've got Miss Tilly on the nameplate right there. I even think there's like kind of little hidden Mickey kind of shadowy right there. And then I love to do this because it reminds me of how her top blows periodically, like with the straw. So, and very nicely, they gave me the beverage in a separate cup, so it didn't get all disgusting before I brought it home in my suitcase.
Yes.
So there you go. So there's Miss Tilly. She's available during H2O Glow After Hour event at Typhoon Lagoon, which, by the way, I highly recommend overall. It starts at 8 o'clock, but you can get in as early as 6 p.m. And so the park will close at 11 p.m. And being there after, the transition from sunset into evening, and the way that they've got it set up where the dance parties are set up, you can be like right in the heart of that energy if you want to be. You can be on the edge of it, or you can even find places that are way more serene. So it's well designed in that way. So Jolterskate is asking about RX-24 merchandise. Do we have any news on that? I don't know if we have that in our lineup today, but I know there's been a lot of Star Tours fun happening.
Yeah, I think they had some pins. Well, they were D23 exclusive pins, and last I looked, they were already sold out on Shop Disney. But they had pins that I know of. I haven't seen much other merchandise, but probably because I had my head buried in Celebration.
I've seen it in the parks, but I haven't yet seen it at Shop. I haven't seen any of that particular merchandise yet migrate over to Shop Disney. So be sure to check it out. And Kyle, if you see the link to the recent Star Tours merchandise, I'll put it in the comments for us as well. I appreciate that. Continuing with collectibles, we've got some new UNESCO offerings, Bekah.
UNESCO, actually, Jim Shore and Grand Gesture Studios that all arrived on Shop Disney within the last week. So we weren't here last week, but I figured it would probably still good to talk about because these are really, really pretty figurines. I like that you have that snow globe, and I like that there's different styles, lots of characters. I think I only featured a handful of them, but there's much more available on the site.
Oh, cool. So yeah, if this is the style of collectible that you enjoy, be sure to check out the collection that Bekah highlighted and then make your way on over to Shop Disney and see if perhaps your favorite character is there if you don't spot it among the ones that she collected in this list. Marvel's got some new items out. I'm guessing these are coming to us from Entertainment Earth.
These are. They actually used to be exclusive. Captain America was exclusive to Walmart and Happy there, and Iron Man Mark 21 was exclusive at Target, but now they're available at Entertainment Earth. So these are part of the Infinity Saga collection, which is basically merchandise from the first 3 phases of the MCU. So everything from Iron Man up to Endgame, and kind of cool to see this stuff. Kyle and I were commenting how we've got Jon Favreau as an action figure here, and he was also an action figure in for The Mandalorian. So.
Thanks,
Little bit of fun if you want to start your own Jon Favreau collection. But
they joked during Celebration, and I guess that's part of the reason why he talked Dave Filoni into appearing in Mandalorian. So now he'll have an action figure as well. So they'll both be featured. And yes, Kyle, I believe that is the one, because I saw the Downtown Disney. There was quite a bit of Star Tours merchandise there that we're keeping an eye on Shop Disney, hoping that maybe some of those items will make their way over there in the coming days. With the opening of Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, that meant there was a lot of new merchandise, and we did a write-up a few weeks ago, interview with the merchandise team, highlighting a lot of the various merchandise lines that were coming out with the attraction opening. However, at the store at the opening day, we noticed that there were some items that we hadn't heard about. We'd heard about this posable plush. We'd heard about the bubble wand that plays music. But what we didn't know about were these amazing Infinity Stone items. And I had way too much fun playing with these gauntlet. Is the Iron Man, is that a gauntlet too? Because that was the one thing I was like, I don't know nomenclature when it comes to Marvel.
I was calling it a gauntlet. I think they still referred to it as a gauntlet, although definitely not the same size or scale for Iron Man.
But this is a really neat collection that they unveiled, and it is celebrating the Infinity Stones. And so you can buy this suitcase of 5 Infinity Stones. That's one way that you can get your hands on the Infinity Stones, or the various artifacts within the Marvel Universe that are connected with the Infinity Stones. When you buy them, for example, the Eye of Agamotto, when you purchase that, it will come with an Infinity Stone.
That's cool.
And then those Infinity Stones are interchangeable, and the artifact will take on the glow of that stone, as well as the kind of some of the sounds, and they also vibrate a little bit. So it's like this whole kind of interweaving, interchangeable collection. And where they really get you is if you want the Soul Stone, then that only comes with the gauntlet, but you do get all of the stones with that gauntlet purchase. So you get the Soul Stone as well as the other 5 Infinity Stones. So oh man, the buzz around the display case with these, and then all the displays back up, people were eating it up. They were so excited to stumble on that stuff.
That is really, really cool.
Yeah. And of course, I had to come home with a ride vehicle toy for my son, because that's what he loves. He loves ride vehicles. This is one of those that the bump and go. So when it
Okay.
hits something, it'll go the other direction and it'll kind of like go hither and yon. And so you've got Groot and Rocket, and this is what the ride vehicle that you are aboard when you're traveling through the galaxy with the Guardians. And the other item I picked up for me, I got myself a new hat. So you'll be seeing this a lot if you watch our
Very nice.
YouTube shows, because you know how I like to wear baseball caps. So this one's got the honorary Guardians. It's got that neat Nova, what I think of as a Nova core pattern, but I don't know.
That's really cool.
That's my nomenclature for it. Yeah, it's all sparkly, and it's like a wine-colored bill.
Yeah.
Nice.
I like the color scheme a lot.
Isn't it cool? Yeah, I got one of those. So yeah, so it was fun. I had a great time. That's such a fun ride.
Is it?
It really, it's such a fun ride. Yeah.
I've been on spinning coasters, but this one is not. It's more of like a controlled spin, right?
Yeah. No. Right. I at no point did I do like a full like 360. It was purely you're traveling along and then you would swing and you would be looking kind of that way and then it'd come back and then you'd swing. The physical experience for me reminded me much more of the sensations when you're on Snow White. And you have that, you know how when you kind of swing out to the side and then you swing out to the side. For me, the sensation was much more like this. There was a point where I did start to feel a little bit dizzy and I closed my eyes and then I was fine. Because what it is you're traveling, the track is traveling in a circle and your vehicle has pivoted so that you can be staring into the center of the circle.
Okay.
And so staring into the center of that circle as I was going
spun around.
I was like, oh, no. So I just closed my eyes for a little bit. And then I was fine. I was telling my friends, I think like my advice to you, if you're nervous about getting sick, would be to go with the flow. Like just kind of sit back in the chair and just kind of let the attraction move you where you need to go. Don't be like riding around it like this, because I think you doing all of that coupled with the motion of your vehicle is where people are getting kind of that disorientation. I think if you just kind of let yourself be one with the vehicle, I think kind of, that pivot, I think it'll be more kind of in flow with the visuals they intend for you to see and won't disorient you in that same way. But I only got to ride it once. So, take that for what it's worth.
Still though, to me, that sounds perfectly enjoyable. But I like much more intense rides.
They also had some Nova Core items where it seems like they're tracking certain people. Yeah, exactly. Pivot. And thank you, Nick. Yeah, it's an opening day shirt. I don't think I've ever bought. I told my husband I can't remember buying. Oh, New Fantasyland. I bought a dated shirt for New Fantasyland opening. I was like, I couldn't remember having like picked up one of those before. But they celebrate the wonders of Xandar, which is like the name for the pavilion that houses the attraction. And so they kind of carry that storyline into the merchandise where it's like you were visiting the Xandarian pavilion at Epcot.
That's cool.
Yeah. And also I thought of you when I saw these. They have these.
I should have grabbed mine.
They're amazing. It's nice and adjustable, even though it is that plastic. It's got the adjustable strap in the back, but it's very tall. And
it looks tall.
It's very tall. So I am eager to get back to Walt Disney World now that they've been on sale for a little bit, and like I'm hoping to see a frequent number of Loki horns kind of, wandering around the park. I think it'll add a little bit of unique fun to the location.
I agree.
Next up, we're going back into the world of Star Wars. Hey, if you missed it, Mike and I just finished up a lengthy discussion of Star Wars Celebration, an incredible event. I mean, so much news and information about the upcoming Star Wars projects came out of it, but more importantly, a lot of fun. It was so special to see the love and joy of the fans, and because we haven't been able to do that for a while, and I reveled in it. I'm sad it's over, but I'm already looking more forward to Expo. But that event led to a kind of a dump on Shop Disney of all kinds of Star Wars
stuff. Well, and tomorrow, we'll get to it in a bit, but tomorrow they're going to open a whole bunch of pre-orders on several of the Hasbro releases. So we're not anywhere near finished with Star Wars merchandise.
Obi-Wan Wednesdays are here.
Yes, and that too. So, but yeah, today we got some of these Star Wars and New Hope collectibles, and what I like about these are they're like the concept art. So those are Hot Wheels figures, not on wheels, but those are like Hot Wheels collectible ships, mini ships, and yeah, it just really cool. That's what they had originally envisioned for the for the story, and then of course we got what we ended up getting. But
And you can see the massive change in the
yeah,
Star Speeder. I mean, that's or the Land Speeder. That's the
yes,
one that
yes, for
really
sure.
really catches your eyes. Like, oh yeah, no, that doesn't look anything like what he speeds across Tatooine in. Okay, there you go. And they
Yeah, and
also have. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
no, I was just gonna say, I feel like the TIE fighter, like the wings on the TIE fighter changed a little bit too, or maybe they're not
Mhm.
as there's something different with all of that.
Oh,
But
for
yeah.
sure. And the cockpit on the TIE fighter as well. And then it's interesting that the X-Wings, we associate them with like an orange or a red,
Mhm.
uh, reddish orange kind of. And here they have this, more of an aquatic look, with
Yeah.
the blue green. So interesting changes. You always wonder kind of what led into it. My personal speculation, I'm wondering with that, I look at that, I think green screening techniques might have been complicated if you had a lot of green in your vehicle at the time.
Mhm.
So funny story. I'm gonna stop for a moment. Funny story. At Universal Studios in Hollywood, they had that part of the ride where they would show you kind of the secret effects. They would take you through and like demonstrate, and they would have a blue screen, and they would
Mhm.
show you how they would help the bionic woman. So that's dating me. Help the bionic woman jump over an airplane, and they picked me to do it. But the tour guide wasn't paying enough attention because I was a campfire girl at the time. So I had a red top and a blue skirt and then white knee-high socks. So they put me in front of the blue screen to jump over the airplane, and it was just my torso and my legs. So I had no skirt. So yeah. So there you go. So
Oh
that's how I
man.
learned about the magic of films.
There we go. Yeah, there you go.
Back to Star Wars. They even have concept art celebrated in Funko designs.
Yeah, and I believe these debuted at Celebration. I know they had some on Funko and they sold out, but the remaining portion is now on Shop Disney. And last I looked, they're still available. So we've got, yeah, C3PO and R2D2. Kind of crazy how different R2 looks, or at least pointing out that he's, all his like little mechanical arms and everything.
He
But
looks a
yeah,
lot more like what we know as Chopper, right?
yeah.
Doesn't he? When you see that with all those arms, it reminds me much more of Chopper. And then the concept art they even have in like these portfolio packs.
Hmm.
And then I think you also shared T-shirts. So be sure and check out the New Hope collectibles that have been gathered and are available over at Shop Disney. Let's see. Jeffrey, you're late. How can you
Yeah.
be late? But I saw your tweet pass by underneath the Tony Baxter and all the crew at the Star Wars celebration. It was the Disney Parks panel talking about Star Tours, and there went Jeffrey's tweet. I was like, I know that guy.
That's cool.
That's Gio.
Yay.
Oh, let's
That's
see what we got here, Becca. I think you're very familiar with these.
Yes, I have my bag right here. These are sheets. They were Sobel Westex. They're going to be doing a Disney Resorts collection sometime this year, but they also have a Star Wars collection. We've talked about them several times on here, and I went ahead as part of their May the 4th sale and purchased 2 sets of sheets. One set has arrived. I'm still waiting on the others, but it comes in this reusable packaging. So there was no plastic. It was just this with sheets in it in a bag, in a box. So I thought that was kind of cool, but there's like a little zipper. I will probably not use this very often, at least not for sheets, because I'm not going to roll up my sheets. But I have everything folded because, that's what I do.
Yep.
But they're really comfortable. They're 100% cotton. They're very, they're I wouldn't call them soft sheets, but they have a really nice weight to them. They're like year-round sheets. There's something
Okay.
that you would use all year long. So it would go nice with a blanket, or if you're gonna go without blankets, that works perfectly. We've slept on them for a couple nights, and I've washed them twice now. They're really easy to care for, really easy to use. The fitted sheet, I was a little surprised at first. I thought that maybe I folded this too well. I I
You gonna
thought
say
that
hi to Caleb while you sift out your stuff. Hey, Caleb, thanks for joining us.
yes, thank you so much. So the elastic was a little bit thinner than I was expecting it to, or I was envisioning, but it works just great. And
Okay.
it's full elastic all around the sheet. It's and it held really well, and it's a nice deep pocket, like 15 inches is what I measured. So
Oh, wow.
I know I'm not showing this very well on here,
No,
but
it's wonderful. It's
it
showing up.
fits in. We have a pretty deep mattress, and I've been completely pleased with these. So today is the last day of their sale. If you use the code MAY4 SW25, so May4 SW25, you can get 25% off your their Star Wars collection. So this applies to their sheets, to their bedding, to their pillows, towels, and they're like they have a nice throw, like a hand woven throw. And I think for $75 for these sheets, that's a comfortable price range for me. I'm really happy with them, and I would order again, but I probably would wait for a sale just because of what I'm comfortable with spending. But yeah,
Totally.
these are they're really great, and I think the reusable packaging is really cool. They have that for all of their different products, so that's
And
something to keep in mind.
once again, as Becca mentioned, we're eagerly awaiting their theme park hotel
Mhm.
collection. They highlighted it. We reported it a month or two ago that
It
it's on the horizon. So it's
Yeah.
been a while, and we're like I say, we're keeping our eyes out for that resort collection release. So
And that will be 4 of the Walt Disney World resorts. I think, uh, Contemporary, Polynesian, Grand, and, Animal Kingdom Lodge. So it's their sample pictures that they have on their website looks like it's gonna be just beautiful and have that, Disney essence at home without being, too too in your face Disney.
yeah, no, it'll be a subtle nod to the color schemes and fabrics that you find within those resorts, rather than kind of that hidden Mickey head
Mhm, right.
motif that we're more used to when it comes to collections like this. Um, this week, well, no, this week, yeah, Kenobi dropped. Kenobi, I
Yeah.
guess, was Friday, right? Friday
Yeah,
was when,
that's
or
true.
or was it even
Well,
further back than that?
Thursday.
It was
Thursday, we got
Thursday?
an hour early because we live in Central Time Zone.
That's right. And I mean, I'm guessing because they decided to show it at everybody at Celebration is what time shifted it for all of us. So, it's like rather than let them see it and then we're still in the dark. But with the arrival of Kenobi, we met a new villainous character,
Yes.
part of the Inquisitors. And this is Riva.
Mhm. Yeah, that is one menacing looking lightsaber.
Yes, it is.
Dual bladed or even single bladed. I'm like, that's scary.
And as we learned, she doesn't mind wielding it at the drop of a hat.
Yes.
She will make her point with it.
So I'm not familiar with the Inquisitor role in like the comics and other stories, but I believe if I understand correctly, they are former Jedi's
Yeah.
who are now they want to hunt other Jedi's. They want to, they've they've turned to the dark side. Or
Some would call them fallen Jedi. That
okay,
would that would might be a term that some might use for them. But yes, they are knowledgeable in the ways of the Force, and they are now. I'm wondering if many cases we'll find out, and this is what will be interesting for us to learn about Riva. Is it's very clear in the way the story is set up that she has a some sort of personal vendetta, some sort of personal reason for seeking Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Mhm.
And so it will be very interesting to find out kind of what her story is, why that motivation. But these characters, these toys that they've unveiled do a really great job of capturing
Yes.
her menacing stance, that amazing lightsaber that you're talking about. And there's a variety of them. So be sure and check out the article we've got from Entertainment Earth. There's also a collectible lightsaber I know that we
Mhm.
highlighted on the website in a HasLab like a pre-order crowd.
Yes.
I want to say
Crowdfunded.
crowdfunded. That's the word. I'm like, it's not crowdsourced. Okay.
Yes, it's a crowdfunded project, and yeah, it's live right now. They need 5,000 backers by the middle of July, I believe. And if they get that, then they'll put the lightsaber into production. But yeah, so if you want Reva's lightsaber, gotta join in and fork over $500.
And then pretty much as soon as this little character popped onto my screen, I agree, by the way, Johnny, that Star Wars 45 logo merch, that is beautiful stuff. That logo is so sharp. Yeah. No, as soon as Lola popped on screen, I was like, oh, I want one. And I think it was Ben here at Laughing Place wrote back, because I wrote that in the team Slack, and he wrote back, well, Hasbro's got you covered.
Yes. Yes, they do, with three styles. And they're for kids. Like they're not these high end where, you can't, it's just for display. No, these are meant to be played with.
Yeah, they have one that's highly interactive, and so it's like an $85 price point. And then they've got one that's electronic, makes some beeps and boops and whatnot, and it's in like 35 or so. And then another one that's more of the kind of that resin display, and at an even lower price point. So yeah,
that lower price point one is actually a 2-pack. So you get the cute companion where she's standing or taking flight, and she's on that little stand.
Have we seen her standing yet? Because I don't remember her standing.
I think we did.
Okay. Because I was like, I didn't remember seeing her little legs, because they're cute.
But I was more focused on the characters who were in the scene with her than I was with her. So
really? You're a little distracted by that?
But I do think we saw her standing at one point.
Yeah, and by next week, I think we'll be really open and talking about it.
Yes.
So I was comfortable talking about Reba because she's been so featured in the commercials. It's like that's not much of a spoiler, but no, we'll be a little bit more guarded here until the next set drop, and then you're on your own. If you're more than a week behind, sorry.
Yes. No, that's what I was thinking when we were putting this together. I'm like, well, we got 3 different styles of Reva. I think we know from the trailers, so I think we're good to cover that. And yeah.
But no, so many in talking about the Star Wars 45th, the convention throughout the live stream offered by Star Wars on their YouTube, they were interviewing various of the different creatives within merchandise. So they would stop by, like Rock Love. You've seen Rock Love here. I'm wearing a Rock Love piece right now, but they did an interview with her and talked about the Kyber Crystal line. We got to hear from Volkswagen, because they've got some light side, dark side connection going on there. Bekah, have you had a chance? Did you get to kind of see any of the what I would call showroom floor talk from Celebration?
I have not sought any of that out, just because it was like way too much information. But no, I was a little more focused on the Hasbro figures that are coming to our opening pre-orders tomorrow. But I saw a tiny little bit with is it Tamura? Am I saying his name right? Morrison. Him talking about being invited back to play the character, and he just seemed so excited, and really, really neat. Or they Kyle's like, oh look, they were talking to the actor who's currently playing Chewbacca. I cannot remember his name, but just the height difference between him standing on stage with the hosts, and just like, oh my goodness.
And as Bekah mentioned, we have a number of articles on the site featuring those
Yes.
various lines, because there's a archive, there's the Black Series line, there's a vintage collection line, a retro line, and then that HasLab thing. So please be sure and check out Laughing Place. We'll have links below with all of those various items, because just so many new things came out of Celebration. One of the items that I want to track down, I didn't see who the vendor was, but it was one of those where when they were walking the show floor, it just kind of passed by. They were flip flops, but then in the sole of the flip flop, it said, "I hate sand," or "I don't like sand," and so it's like, leave that message behind as you would walk through the
That is cool.
sand. And Gio points out that I think he's trying to say Tamura's interviews were amazing. If you can find those on Star Wars YouTube channel, that's the amazing interview. Giancarlo Esposito. There were so many that were just like, I left like so pumped and high. I wasn't even there at the event.
Right. We saw Giancarlo at C2E2 in December, and he wasn't even really talking so much about Star Wars. It was just kind of a Q&A session, but he was so patient, or he took his time with answers to everybody's questions, and he had a lot to say, and it was just like, he was very charismatic, and you just hung on every word and like everything he was talking about. It's like, he's happy to be involved in the various universes that he is, and that's just really cool to see.
And the chemistry between McGregor and Christensen was amazing. Getting introduced to some of the new actors that are coming into the Star Wars universe was wonderful. So Laughing Place had very comprehensive coverage of it. So you can find numerous videos right here, including one featuring the adorable Grogu, who stole the show anytime he was anywhere. Yeah. So you can find that. A video walkthrough of the amazing Mandalorian experience can also be found on this YouTube channel. So please be sure and check those out. Our team did a fantastic job between the videos and the various photo essays on the site, along with the articles of just the events that were happening, really just kind of bringing us all there to Star Wars Celebration if we weren't able to attend in person. So I invite you to check those out. I don't have a Sensational 7 this week, so that's why I kind of figured I'll talk a little Star Wars Celebration.
Absolutely.
So it's been a bit of a whirlwind. Our team has been quite busy with Star Wars Celebration and all the other events happening within the Disney company, so they keep us on our toes.
They really do.
So I guess I know, Kyle, sorry. Plot twist, no 7. Well, I think I made it through the list, Bekah. Did I overlook anything? Okay, well, in that case, we're going to bring up Bekah's shopping list so she can tell you all the things we didn't chat about but are on the site, and you need to go check it out.
Yes, we already talked a little bit about the Black Series, and then there's also Black Series archive figures, as Rebekah showed some of those pictures there. So a lot of stuff launching for pre-order tomorrow. Yes, vintage and retro collections, some really cool versions of the characters that we know and love from across the Star Wars galaxy. HasLab, we talked about that as well. Over at Walt Disney World, Pandora celebrated its 5th anniversary. Luke got some pictures of, we had showed t-shirts before. We showed a collection on Shop Disney, but there's also some mugs and I think magnets and pins that Luke has photos of. So please check that out. He also spotted I don't remember who, a Space Mountain water bottle. So even though they're doing Hyperspace Mountain, it must be Disneyland then. Space Mountain having an anniversary, and there's a really cool water bottle for that. Disneyland Paris, they're going to be getting their Avengers Campus, as I'm reading it right there. Their Avengers Campus is opening in July, and so they're going to have, of course, those spider bots and some other merchandise we've already seen, but there's a few other items that will be exclusive to that resort. And then Dumbo Wishables, I don't know when they're coming, but tomorrow is a Wednesday. It's the first Wednesday of the month, so maybe we'll be getting some Dumbo Wishables tomorrow, or I'm assuming sometime in June. And then there's a Walt Disney World retro dress, like a vintage front button down or button on the front, deep pockets on the front, just kind of cutesy, really cute silhouette, and it celebrates the 50th anniversary of Walt Disney World. So
Johnny was at Celebration, impressed with the Disney Parks booth, saw that Star Tours 35th anniversary merchandise. We linked to an article about that a little bit earlier in the chat. Indiana Jones merchandise on display, and I agree, that idol and cup from Last Crusade, they looked amazing. The images that I saw from the LP team there. So yeah.
Is that idol the fertility idol that they released last year?
That's my recollection, but I saw a lot of things go by my face, so I'm not going to state dogmatically. So Johnny, maybe that's the idol is the one from Raiders of the Lost Ark, right, where he removes it and replaces it with sand, as I recall. But I don't think they provided much information beyond kind of coming at this point. But stay tuned to Laughing Place. We will let people know when merchandise release dates are announced, when that's made available. We do have a working relationship with the Disneyland Resort, with the Walt Disney Company. We are on their various media lists where we're able to interact with them in that way, and then get the information to all of you. And Gio points out, if you get the cup, make sure that you choose the right one. You must choose wisely.
Yes.
Very good. So yeah, oh man, it's I'm looking forward to a couple of days of maybe just a little bit calmer, but I know that a new episode of Obi-Wan Kenobi is on the horizon, and so still so much going on. We've got more merchandise. Just before we went on air, we posted the Starbucks 50th anniversary Walt Disney World Luxe design. It's a beautiful black tumbler with that gold foil. So be sure to check that out on the site. And thank you very much for stopping by. Thanks, Bekah, for gathering up all these headlines.
Thank you for taking us through the outline.
It's a lot of fun to talk merch, Yes. It's like a little bit of window shopping in the late afternoon. Thanks for joining us, Caleb. Yep. Thank you, Johnny, and everyone, and Gio in the chat. We really appreciate your interaction, and we look forward to talking with you all very soon. Bye for now.